Skål gutta!
Skål! Skål!
Hello and welcome back for another round of Tipsy Wednesday, presented from the virtual Penthouse Bar. With me this evening, Thomas.
Hello.
Junior.
Hello, Björn.
Thank you, Junior.
Yeah, and Björn.
Yeah. Hooray!
Yay for you.
Yay for us. We're all in this together.
Yay.
We're all in this together. I'm making it sound like we're suffering here. It's like,
Together.
oh no, poor us. We'll make it through this suffering.
We'll make it work.
We'll make it through this episode.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, at least our listener will.
Hopefully.
yeah. Well,
There's a higher chance we'll get through this episode than our listeners.
Wow, really optimistic.
Yeah, because we have to finish this episode one way or the other.
Yeah.
We're in for the long
But
haul.
it'll be fine. Thomas, what have you got for news? New posts or anything?
New posts? You mean social
Posts.
medias?
Yeah, social medias. That's
You're
what
the
I meant.
PR guy.
Yeah, of course I have social medias. Since last week, I've been posting shitloads of videos over on our social medias. We have the action flick we made, where I play an assassin who fucks up. Junior plays the bartender, and Björn plays a dual role as a cab driver and another assassin. So that's up on our social medias and YouTube. Also, I made a short version of that because the whole skit was made around another skit I saw on TikTok. So I kind of
You saw.
yeah.
You didn't invent it.
A lot of it I invented, but the part where I'm at the stone fence trying to kill a guy, I stole from some other users. Yeah. That's not a new concept. It's been done in gaming and other TikTok skits and so on. The part in the bar and the cab driving and everything, that's my invention. That adds to it.
So you got inspiration.
Yeah, basically. But I also made the original clip that I saw in my vision as well. And I made a little trailer for Will It Boil, which we made last week, I think, yeah. A week ago. That did really well on TikTok, by the way. And after that, I released the first episode of Will It Boil. So I hope people are enjoying it. Those are on my TikTok and Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So go check them out.
So, question to you, Junior, the master of Will It Boil. Do you have any plans in the near future to make new episodes?
If we get views, we can boil more.
Will you
Okay,
do them by
okay.
yourself, or will you wait until Christmas when I get back?
Until
north?
Christmas, that would be a lovely time.
Oh,
You
you
good?
won't make a solo effort for an episode here? or
No,
there? No.
I will have
Okay.
to edit them
because
anyways.
yeah, and the camera is really hard. Camera management, right?
Very well.
Yeah, but we have still 7 more episodes. Every Saturday I will release an episode. I've been really busy editing this week because I have edited all the episodes, so they are on the ready. Just have to release them. So that'll be awesome. You can see a couple of our reactions to some of the food in the trailer, if you want to check that out. So.
I think that's the funniest part of anyone
Yeah.
tasting things, just watching their awful reactions to whatever, you know.
It is. But given Christmas is like 3 months away, or 2.5 months away, we have some time to come up with new stuff we can boil this Christmas then. It only takes us an afternoon to make shitloads of videos. As long as we have the food planned out, it's easy going. Except the taste part.
Yeah.
That's not so easy every time.
Yeah,
You
that was-
should boil some Christmas dinners or something like that.
no. I mean,
Christmas food.
Boiled spare ribs.
there will be a time for that. We'll see. No
Boiled
promises.
sweet rolls. I don't know.
But talking about the boiling shit, our listeners can send us wishes to what they want us to boil. Or want you to boil, Junior, because it's your show. I'm only the cameraman. And the editor. And Björn, the lazy bum, just sits around watching us work.
Enjoying these two dumb fucks doing
Doing the work.
Yeah, I kind of like unofficially excluded myself from this whole thing.
No, you're there at some points throughout the episodes. You can be heard in the background talking to us. And you taste some of the foods.
Yeah, okay.
I taste some of the foods. Junior tastes every food. So
It's my show. I need to die for it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, while we're on the topic of shows and especially on TikTok, Thomas, have you got a topic regarding TikTok?
Yeah, I wrote down stupid TikTok.
Yeah, well,
Because when I made or edited the skit, the assassin skit we did, the long edition of it, I added some background music, which was a free to use soundtrack, where you only had to be able to use it. The creators of the song wanted me to, or everyone that used the song, to just post their link to their YouTube channel and whatever in the description. As I did. But TikTok muted the sound of that video because I extended the allowed amount of time you can play the background music.
Okay.
They said maybe they don't know it's a free to use song and just shut it down for that reason, or muted it for that reason. But as the music soundtrack and like every other sound in the movie is meshed together, you mute the music, you mute everything, so the dialogue, everything, just gone.
Ah.
But yeah, so I took down the movie and I just posted a little clip which I made where I'm behind a stone fence trying to assassinate a guy. And they flagged me and took down the video because I was using firearms, which is not allowed on TikTok.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I sent an appeal to that because I figured it's not a real firearm, so I should be allowed to use it. But my clever editing probably made it look like a real, or it looks like a real weapon because it's a Junior's airsoft gun. Looks pretty real. And when I edit it, I added the shooting sound, I added the muzzle flash and everything to the weapons.
Making as real as possible.
Yeah. So, well, I just had to accept that I had to take down that movie entirely from TikTok as well. To make sure I don't get banned in the near future. But the videos are up on our YouTube, and I have linked the YouTube links in our Discord and Facebook and so on, so people can still watch them, just not on TikTok.
Well, the thing about YouTube is like they don't ban the use of guns in people's videos, like in gun channels where they use guns to shoot
Bang,
things.
bang, bang.
No, you can
But-
use gun movies on TikTok as well, but there were certain parameters you had to stay within, like learning videos about safety and responsibility and whatnot, and making a skit where you assassinate someone does not fall under those parameters.
Damn.
Well, the thing about YouTube is like they don't really have very strict restrictions for using guns in videos for like people who shoot things and blow up things, but the algorithms don't like guns, so they actively get pushed down in like recommended lists and such and such. And things like cat videos, funny fail videos, those get pushed up because people are more likely to spend more time watching them because they're easy to watch. And it's like politically correct, or you know, it like ticks more boxes for people to be more likely to view them.
Yep.
And it's more like child friendly and everything, you know. So for those reasons, it's not likely that a gun video will pop up on your recommended feed.
Are you telling me that guns are not child friendly?
I guess I am, yeah.
Wow, what a revelation! Learning every day.
Revelation.
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad I
but the
could
point
supply
is,
you with this info.
this was clearly a comedy sketch.
Did you edit blood as well?
No, I didn't, because you don't even see the person I'm pointing at and shooting. Behind the scene trick, there was no person in front of the gun even.
Can we tell the generals of this? It is implied that you shoot a person
And
that you're supposed to protect, and it was like a huge mess up, and it's like, yeah. But you never see anyone dying, or you don't see any blood.
You don't even actually, if you look closely, I don't even pull the trigger on the gun when I shoot. I just reacted like pulling the gun back.
Details. It's like,
yeah, no, you don't notice with all the effects going on at the same time, but I don't actually pull the trigger on that. I should have done it, because I did so with a gunfight later on with a pistol. And just added sound effects over that. But
where you actually murdered someone.
Yeah, we actually see I murdered someone as well. But yeah. Nevertheless, the movies are up everywhere except TikTok, and Will It Boil is on all our social medias and TikTok, so check them out.
Yeah.
And speaking of shows, Björn.
Speaking of murdering, I think it was in the last episode of our Tipsy Wednesday, or the one prior to that. You, Junior, mentioned this Netflix show, and you called it Dahmer, and I corrected you in the pronunciation. It's Jeffrey Dahmer, this serial killer. Netflix has made a show about him, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And before even watching the show, I was like, had this opinion of like, because you, Junior, claimed it was an LGBTQ tagged show. And
it was?
And me hearing this, and my first thoughts was like, nah, it probably isn't that focused on the LGBTQ side of things. It's probably more about this serial killer, the murdering thing. That's this whole show is probably about, right? Well, I've now watched the entirety of the show, and I would just how do I say it? I'll just admit I was totally wrong. It is very LGBTQ focused.
So the tag wasn't misplaced.
Yeah, the tag wasn't misplaced. I was completely wrong. It is the first part of the show is focused on Jeffrey Dahmer and his arrest and his childhood, and the second half of the show is about the society in 80s and the lack of focus for gay people and black people. Yeah, it is very much focused on how society viewed those people at that time during the 80s, which was when this person was doing his murders during the 80s, Jeffrey Dahmer.
So the LGBTQ tag should have been there, and Black Lives Matter should have been a tag as well.
Yeah, because it's very much a part of the show and very much part of the reason why he was able to do the things he did, because most of his victims were black men or black boys or black men, and the police didn't really bother investigating things or taking things seriously because it was in the ghetto black community. They didn't like take things seriously because of that. So that's part of the reason why he was able to, in the end, murder 17 people over a period of 10 years during the entirety of the 80s. The LGBTQ and Black Lives Matter is a huge part of that show and how society was during the 80s. So, and because of that, I would recommend most people to watch it if they are able to, how do you say it? Bear the... if you have the stomach to watch... No, if you have the stomach to watch a show about a serial killer where some of the killings are shown, not like very gorely, grotesquely, but are like implied. But this show is based on real events, so that is also a major factor. But if you are able to watch this, I think you should, partly because it educates people on how things were back then and how many things didn't change until very recently, where we have focus on Black Lives Matter and pride and everything. It gives a further explanation to how things were back then and how things seem so extreme today.
I feel like the show was very much fuck the police.
Yeah, that as well.
Have you seen the show, Junior?
Yes. Just watched the last episode today.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Do you how does my opinions resonate with you? Do you agree, disagree? What do you think?
I think they took a lot of liberty because I started to read into this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of the characters were not there, right?
Probably.
Yeah, the neighbor. The black neighbor girl, right?
Oh, that wasn't an actual person?
Yes, but she lived across the street.
Okay.
She didn't live next door, right?
Okay.
Like they suggested.
Mm.
And the phone call was real, though.
Yeah, that was a very disturbing part. That gives me literal chills because I knew that phone call was real, and they like at the end of episode 2 or 3 they like said like, this is the real phone call, distress call from this lady, and that was very disturbing to hear. How the complete disregard of the police had of this whole situation, is not. It was kind of eye-opening, but it wasn't anything that I didn't know from before. It just like shed more light on the same issues.
Yeah, and
but as you said, just going back to as you said, they took some liberties in altering some of the facts. It's like true, but maybe they did it for to make it more believable or entertaining in some way. As with the show, if I can draw the similarities to the HBO show Chernobyl, like all of the things in there are like heavily inspired by real events, but everything isn't like exactly correct how it happened. They like took
because it's based on real events.
Yeah, it is based on, because they didn't make. If you want to make everything 100% correct, you're basically making a documentary, because none of these shows are documentaries. They're like entertainment shows. Thomas, what you got?
Netflix has released a documentary called Conversations with a Killer.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer tapes.
Oh,
Yeah, and
Jeffrey,
that
I
is-
thought it was only for John Wayne Gacy.
No,
No.
Another serial killer. Okay,
There are
okay.
3 episodes of the Jeffrey Dahmer tapes, Conversation with a
Mhm.
Killer.
And those are like literal recordings of his hearings with the police or whatever it's called.
it's a
Interviews.
girl. Yeah, it's a girl interviewing him, a
Mm.
woman, while he's in prison.
Like
Because
post arrest or in prison.
yeah, because he survived like 3 years in prison.
Mm.
So yeah, that is something I want to watch.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to watch that as well now. The 3 episodes you say?
Yeah.
On Netflix, which are like the interviews.
Yeah.
With a real person. Okay. And it's shows like these kind of like make you change, because before I watched this and only had heard of this serial killer, I was thinking like, how on earth can someone able to do these kind of things? I went from that mentality into thinking like, well, there are several things that doesn't excuse how he became like this, but it is an explanation to how these things might have affected and made him into the person and the things he did.
Yeah, because imagine a world where he cut alcohol. He could become a great gay doctor, right?
Maybe, but Jeffrey Dahmer was a special case even before he started drinking, from his very early childhood. If the things in the Netflix show is portrayed correctly.
Yeah, but
Are you
just
going to watch the show, the Conversation case?
I will.
Before next episode, because then you can kind of compare the two, perhaps.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Well, I haven't watched that show, but after my vacation up north, I have caught up with House of Dragons and an anime show, and finished off season 3 of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
At the
Season
very
3.
least.
Damn,
Season
you're coming along.
Yeah, I am. I will catch up with it shortly. Also, I will have to finish off the last season of Bleach before the new season arrives in a couple of days.
Yes.
We talked about this before the weekend, and I now know that Crunchyroll took every episode down the 1st of this month. And the show has moved to Hulu, which we don't have in Norway. So hopefully there will be somewhere else we can watch the show legally.
just hop on the ye old boat.
Yeah, I was on the boat to fetch the last season of the original run, so I can finish off the last 15 episodes I have left on that. So I have everything fresh in mind when the new season starts up. Hopefully, though, it's like 10 years since the original run was, so hopefully they will have some in the first episode, like can catch up on the events up until this show kind of begins.
Yeah, but knowing Japan, they don't do that.
I hope they do, because 10 years, so people who don't rewatch the show beforehand will probably not remember everything.
Yeah, as I'm one of those.
Yeah.
But I remember the feeling after finishing episode 366. That was the final episode, I think. Bleach. And I was like, I felt so. A show that I've been watching for years. One of the first shows. The first show I started watching anime. And I was like, just that's the final episode, and there's no finito. There's no more. I just felt like an empty shell. It's like, what am I supposed to watch now?
Well, that
Such a
opened the
huge
doors for
part,
a lot of anime.
Yeah, it did, and it wasn't like I watched only Bleach exclusively for all those years, but like a staple that had been around for so long, and it just like ended like that. I didn't have the same feeling with Naruto because it kind of like never ended. I don't. Is Boruto show still going?
Yeah, but
Because I kind of dropped off. Like I started off with Boruto, but I didn't.
yeah, I
continue
lasted
watching it.
around 70 episodes, and I was done with Boruto. But
Yeah. So it didn't have the
Naruto
same
had
impact on me.
Naruto had a good ending though. At like they kind of wrapped up everything, whereas Bleach just like there were more. They just didn't adapt the rest of the manga to an anime. So you were kind of left on a cliffhanger on that show as well.
I felt like, is this it? Is this the ending? What is this?
I figured if they were going to cancel Bleach, they should have done so after he beat Aizen and don't include the fucking Fullbringer arc. Because that
Yeah, that was
that entire arc, I actually thought it was a filler.
Yeah, it didn't feel like an end to the whole Bleach saga. That was the Aizen. That felt like a main villain that had been from the very start of the show, or well, shortly after the start. He's been around everywhere, like in the background ever since the start, and then
Yeah, and he has been planning a lot of the events throughout the show as well.
yeah,
Turns
and when
out.
he spoiler alert, when Ichigo defeats Aizen, that should have been like finito, wrap up.
Yeah, the show would have felt more whole if they wrapped up
it
there.
would have felt like a proper end boss, not the fucking like guy who I can't even remember the name of. They like introduced in the last arc and then finished off in the last arc. It's like, is that guy supposed to be the final boss? No.
Yeah, well, so the show is continuing for those who still like Bleach, and for new anime fans who might not have experienced Bleach, who will probably check this out and figure out that shit, we should have watched something before this.
It's like, oh, there's this new show and I don't know anything what's going on.
I don't think anyone will stumble onto it.
Perhaps not.
Well, but do you think,
well,
is it
someone
much-
might.
Is it much to ask people to start with the very first episode?
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's very old at this point. It's like,
very
here is
dated.
this very new season of this super hyped show, but to get the entire story, you have to go how many years back? 2004?
4, I think.
Yeah. That's when the
Before
first episode
HD,
started.
before HD ready, it was like 480 was the resolution.
Yeah, and the viewing format was like the square box, not the
Yeah,
widescreen. It was
the
4:3.
Yeah,
That's
I struggled when I rewatched it because of that. But when I hit episode 20 and something, and they go to Soul Society and all the action starts, I was like,
Banger.
I was back in the game. At some point, they reached the 720p resolution, which actually made it like the 16:9 format. So yeah, that also changed the game. When I got that far, it was like, wow, I can actually watch the show like for reals. But if I hadn't watched it before, I think starting at all the way at the beginning would have been hard, because I could ride out on the nostalgia this time around. And I really liked it the first time around also because it was my first anime ever I got introduced to, and also it wasn't that long into the show, I think. So yeah.
Yeah, well, not much to add to that.
No.
It's like, I'm looking forward to it, needless to say.
It's good. A couple of days, then it will release, or might have released when this episode hits. I don't think I will catch up with it straight away, because I will have to like finish off the last 15 episodes of the Fullbringer arc, and that's tough going as well. But as it is main story, I suspect some of that might come into play in the new arc. So yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, are we switching arcs to the Ukraine arc?
yes, we are. Because I just read before this podcast that President Putin really wants Lukashenko of Belarus to join in the effort.
Yeah, I guess he does. Putin does want him to join. But
yeah. But I think I remember Putin said no one will get involved in this conflict. It's between Ukraine and Russia. That would include Putin's allies, no?
Well, unless it's to his benefit, I guess. That means there's an exception, of course.
But if there's an exception for Russia, there should be an exception for Ukraine as well. It must be fair, you know?
I guess, but...
Russia already has a lot more men than Ukraine, so...
Yeah. Ill-equipped. Ill-trained. Like, ill-equipped and poorly trained and etc.
Yeah, cannon fodder, I believe.
Yeah.
There's a term.
And it's like, it's a shitty situation for either
everyone.
side. Like, yeah. There's like no winners in this.
I also read Putin has a lot of allies. Like he has this special mercenary crew called the Wagner Group.
The Wagner?
Yeah. It's Putin's own special little army of mercenaries. And the leader of that group is Putin's chef. And he's known in the West as Putin's chef. That's basically his nickname.
Well, that's special.
Yeah. And now I saw Putin has another ally nicknamed the Hawk. Where do they come up with all these names from?
What the... Sounds like characters from a bad video game.
Yeah. Even Chechnya is Putin's allies. And the leader of Chechnya, he's known as Putin's pit bull or something. Basically Putin's attack dog.
What is this, Call of Duty? Come on.
Maybe.
Who wrote this story?
The news. The news outlets. But Chechnya has soldiers in Ukraine. Because Chechnya is not allowed to have an army or something, so the leader in Chechnya only has 70,000 private army or mercenaries or whatever they're called. Because they're not actually an army, but there are 70,000 of them. Armed forces. Of some
mercenaries.
kind. Basically.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of them are fighting in Ukraine as well. But of course the West also have people in Ukraine, like freelance guys who have gone over to fight. So I think Ukraine is kicking ass at the moment. So that might be why Putin wants Belarus to join. Because then they will open up an entire extra flank to kind of attack Ukraine from, as well as gaining, what was it, 6 battalions more of soldiers. So
yeah, of course, more soldiers better.
Yep, more cannon fodder, perhaps. Ukraine had already moved, I think I read, 15,000 soldiers towards the Belarus border. In case of an attack, and the president of Belarus called it a provocation, of course. So maybe he's using that as an excuse to try to attack from that side as well.
War.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep our eyes on the situation. Because that's all I got thus far on that.
Are you sure that's all? Do you have something else?
I have something
Just
else.
spying
but-
on your
Yeah,
notes.
but that's not Russia. It's like it's more the use of nukes in general.
Okay.
World War II aside, would using a nuke in this day and age, because you're losing a war,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you try
Okay,
to justify that using a nuke, but isn't that kind of a sign of weakness?
Well, it is. It seems like a last-ditch effort
Yeah, well,
Because-
the nukes are a last resort.
because if you do resort to using nukes, you open up the possibility to get nuked yourself, and you, as one country in this case, versus the world, you have the odds stacked against you.
Yeah,
as
but
one
even
nation.
using a nuke, the long-term effects of it, with the radiation and stuff, the areas you can't use for anything, and say that the winds are blowing in the wrong direction, you get radiation over on your side,
Yeah, that's
and it can affect, like, say Russia use a nuke in Ukraine, or in one of the annexed parts of Ukraine, as they claim, because they see it as their territory, so they're just nuking themselves.
Test nuking.
Yeah, but the winds might take radiation over to Europe, even into Russia itself. Because I heard the wind often blows in that direction in those parts of Ukraine, towards Russia.
I'm just wondering how much bullshit is the world supposed to accept from I wouldn't say Russia, but from Putin. Like, he takes territories from Ukraine and annexes them and just says, this is now Russian territory. And everyone knows it's based on false what's it called? False voting, false I
Yeah.
can't-
Allegations?
yeah, the people
It just looks good on paper and for the people within Russia. It's basically
Yeah,
a
and,
farce for his own
yeah,
people.
it is. So, and it is like, how much of this bullshit is the world supposed to accept before we say, hey, that's enough bullshit? Can't we just choose to annex whole of Russia and say, hey, this is now Chinese? Say,
No, but
because we said so, and the rest of the world voted for you to become Chinese or some other nation, and you are no longer Russian. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
that's equal amounts of bullshit. Right.
Look at it this way. Putin has said, if anyone attacks us, we will use nukes. And that works fine as a deterrent, because, you know, if you attack them, they will probably use them. But at the same time, it's kind of stupid to do so, because you will harm your own people in the process. Also, what will China think of this? Because they are friends with Putin. Will they see it as a sign of weakness?
Well, are they friends or are they friends?
Well, they kind of want the same thing for the world, to be under their thumb.
Mm.
But say Russia use nukes in Ukraine and the wind takes the radiation to Europe. Is that an attack on Europe from Russia? Because all of a sudden that war affects a lot of people in Europe.
And it already does, but it affects it way more by, like, radioactive waste.
Yeah.
It's like
Making people sick all over Europe.
Okay, guys.
Hmm.
I got another topic hidden away. Yes.
A hidden topic! We found a hidden topic! We opened the right treasure chest.
Have you heard of the chess scandal?
Chess scandal.
Yeah,
Yes.
with our Norwegian champion, Magnus Carlsen?
Yes. Yes.
No?
Do you know why? Okay, Thomas has gotten the gist of it, but Björn hasn't.
No.
Our champion, Magnus Carlsen, went into a chess match with another opponent. And he made one move and then he resigned. Magnus Carlsen.
Who made one move and resigned?
Magnus Carlsen, the Norwegian chess champion, a world champion chess player.
Okay, and he made one move and then he resigned.
Yes.
Because
allegedly his opponent is a cheater, right? He can cheat in chess.
How can you cheat in chess?
Because you can use a computer who is beyond human capabilities, right?
How would you use
can
that without people noticing?
That's the point here. Do you know how he did it?
No.
Anal beads. He had an anal bead in his rectum. That's the allegation here.
Okay. And how did
Yes.
the anal bead tell him which moves to make?
because it vibrated X amount
yes.
of times for...
Yes.
Okay.
A YouTuber made this anal bead device just to prove it's possible. So it vibrates in Morse code.
Okay.
Yes. Connected to with Wi-Fi and such. I don't know.
So we
how
could vibrate a Morse code like C3
Yes.
and then D4.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like, as in this position, this piece to that.
Yes, it is. It is possible. It has been made, and it's known that he's been cheating.
Okay,
I don't.
so it is proven. This isn't like total farce. It is proven.
No,
that he cheated this way.
Yeah, it's proven that he's cheated, but not the anal bead way.
Okay, so that's the theory. But it is possible.
That's the theory. A
Okay.
game theory. No, but allegedly, the anal bead theory is quite real. Like, it's something that can be done.
But how has he been cheating then if they know he didn't do the anal beads?
Well,
at
they
least?
didn't know it the
No, they
first
don't.
time, I guess. And then they got aware and then they started checking, I guess.
Yeah, they started to check his games. And find it very likely that he has cheated over 100 times or something like that.
So why isn't he just banned from competition?
He probably is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just find it very funny that he should be able to cheat with his anal bead device.
Yeah, the whole concept is like, I want to cheat at this board game. I'll use anal beads. Wireless anal beads.
Yeah, and they shall vibrate.
Imagine if he liked it a lot. So he comes
Yeah.
when he's playing chess. Because all of the vibrations in his house.
Yeah, hitting the G spot. The male. Or is it the P spot?
It's
I
the
have
G
no
spot.
idea.
But imagine he sits there playing and it vibrates all of a sudden and suddenly just like ah! And he comes and someone's sitting there.
imagine-
I think he's using the anal bead cheat.
I imagine he will come when he wins, right? Like, checkmate!
But I thought, isn't there a better way to cheat? Like, in a chess tournament, you're basically on, maybe not literally on stage, but in like a place where everyone can see you. So you can't like, you're not at home with a computer and you can use your phone to cheat or something. You're on stage at the location where several people and cameras are watching you. Wouldn't it have been easier to like surgically like
Surgically?
yeah, to operate some
Operate-
sort of a speaker near his ear or something.
Wouldn't it
Like,
be easier just
in
to shove
between-
up something
yeah.
in your ass?
That seems a lot easier.
I
Just some
I don't
Vaseline
know.
and just shove it up there. And you're good to
but
go.
more easily discovered, I guess.
Who the fuck checks your anus before you're playing chess?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's time to play chess. Bring down your pants, boys. No anal beads.
We have to make the obligatory anus check before you play chess.
You don't want to
okay.
have that vibrating anal beads.
So yeah.
Yeah, but it is a funny, absurd thing. But hey, it's possible. So why wouldn't anyone attempt it?
Yeah, especially if you can win a lot of money.
Yeah, I guess that's a huge incentive as well.
Can you do that in poker plays as well? You're in Texas playing poker, and you have some guy behind, or guys behind the other players who are just sapping your ass.
Is poker play streamed live with no delay? Are poker tournaments? You know, when you watch poker on TV, you like get shown all of the players' hands. Like if you as a viewer has that information and this is streamed in real time, and you could send information to one of the participants' anal beads. I guess one simple way would be like vibrate to go all in, or don't vibrate to like fold, because you can see. I don't know. It's
so you sit there with your cards, just waiting for the vibration in your ass to make a bet.
Yeah, so you fold 9 out of 10 hands, and then suddenly you go like all in because someone is sending you information that you have the best cards. You should bet. It's like,
and when
maybe.
people are asking how did you become so good at poker, you just say, follow your anus.
I had a butt feeling.
A butt feeling.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
It's just. I was about to say who would want to cheat, but if money and potential huge wins is on the table, like, of course that's an incentive.
Yeah, you get rich out of winning stuff.
Yeah, get rich. That's a huge incentive.
Which reminds me, I won the lottery on Tuesday.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Now, where's the yacht? Where's the Tipsy Wednesday studio?
I won $30.
30 bucks.
30
30
bucks.
equivalent of $30.
Yeah.
Fy fan.
And I won yesterday as well.
Oh,
On the Norwegian lottery,
okay.
I won $10.
What?
Okay.
I've actually never won anything.
So I'm up $40 in lottery this week.
Wait. I'll check mine because I'm pretty sure.
I lost.
I think it was Tuesday and Saturday, or maybe Friday and Saturday. There was 2 days this week at least I won the lottery. So.
Check my lotto. Complete. Sorry, no winnings. Okay.
Too bad for you.
Surprise, surprise.
But I will use my $40 to make a play for the 600 millions that's in the pot this week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the studio is coming, guys. My daughter said I'm just warming up, starting low, just work my way.
Okay,
So yeah.
For how long have you been warming up?
This week. I didn't have any winnings before this week. I did win some this summer, but since then I haven't won anything, and now I've been steadily winning something every time I played this week. So I'm just.
I pray that your winnings keep on.
Yeah.
That you keep on winning. I pray for you.
Let's hope I get everything correct this week. And Tipsy Wednesday Ukesnytt Studio is coming. Really hard.
Yep. Like with the anal beads.
Yeah, we should start making podcast with anal beads, vibrating anal beads.
Should we control each other?
Yeah.
No,
so every time someone says something clever, we should vibrate his ass.
As a reward for something?
Yeah. Good work.
Here's a vibration for you, mister. Let me tingle your asshole.
That might have been a funny episode to watch at the very least.
Yeah, I guess.
You're about to take a drink, and then someone just vibrates your ass.
About to drink, I'm like,
Yeah.
That's the next special.
No promises on that one.
Maybe
Fucking
just
hell.
go down to the pawn shop and just. Do you have vibrating anal beads for us, please?
Pawn shop?
That can be that can be
Sex shop.
controlled over Wi-Fi and the internet.
It's for a special episode of our podcast.
But actually, there are these streaming girls who does have vibrating
Yeah, the
things
lush.
that are connected to their computers somehow, and their viewers can choose to vibrate them.
Nice.
So, often in exchange for money. It's like you pay this amount of money and it vibrates for an amount of time. So is that an idea for Tipsy Wednesday? No.
for our Christmas special. In our Christmas hats and vibrating anal beads.
While we are packing gifts. Wrapping up the gifts.
It's a gift wrapping episode. But I think we should plug in our own beads, though.
Wrapping our ass cheeks in around anal beads.
Yeah.
Special wrapping episode.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Yeah, I was about to say that. So listeners probably
I
can
don't
tell
know
by
where
now
this is
we're out
going.
of topics. We're just ranting on, trying to make the hour.
Yeah, but no need to push it.
Well, Björn,
Like the anal bead.
Yes, well, but
No need to
again,
push it.
this wraps the episode. Thank you guys for watching, sticking with us for these 50 minutes. If you have any ideas or suggestions to topics we might discuss, feel free to hit us up on our email, tipsywednesday@gmail.com, or join our Discord group, join our Facebook group, and or support us in the link below, or support the children of Ukraine in the link below.
and
did I
send
forget
us
anything?
wishes to boily stuff.
Yes, and send us suggestions for Will It Boil, for Boil Master Jr. Okay, that's a wrap, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.